In this video, we'll take an early look at the 2024 Week 1 main slate on DraftKings, focusing on tight ends. We'll tell you who caught our eye and who dropped the ball coming up next. Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Lee with the Fantasy Football Consultants. All right, this show is all about tight ends, but we did do shows on quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. And when those shows are available, links to them will be included in the description. And we want to remind you that we will do full cash lineups with our favorite GPP plays closer to the start of the season for the main slate on DraftKings. So you don't miss any of our future content. Please do us a favor, smash that like button, share the content with your friends, and hit the red subscriber button followed by the bell icon. Quick shout out to all in our community. We want to hear from you. Enter in the comment section your favorite tight end on DraftKings main slate, given their price, and tell us why. All right, we'll take our own look right now as we go to the studio to take a look at the tight ends. All right, here on the main slate of DraftKings, and we're looking at the list of tight ends. Of the top 4 tight ends, 3 are missing on the main slate. No Sam Laporta, no Travis Kelce, and no Mark Andrews. So who's the only one left of the top 4? It's Trey McBride at $6,100. Look, if you look at the last 10 games of the year when he fully took over for Zack Herz, no tight end in the NFL was more productive than Trey McBride. And the team doesn't change much from last year as far as competition. They lost Hollywood Brown, but they drafted Marvin Harrison in the very first round with the 4th overall pick. There's no way I do not see McBride once again being a heavy part of this offense. And the good news this year, he starts from the very beginning of the year with a healthy Kyler Murray. Now, if you want to think about something that's negative, it is the matchup. He is usually like a home favorite with a high implied total. He is a road underdog playing at Buffalo, and the implied total is only 21. So you might want to look just on the other side of the field. There is Dalton Kade. He is a home favorite, and his implied total is 28. You love that. And I like him more for GPP because of the volatility. I don't want to, I have to give the negatives here. Take a look at some of these games. 1 catch for 7 yards, no catch for no yards. 2 catches for 19 yards, 2 catches for 3 yards. So he's had some of these games where he has really not performed at all. Now, you could make the argument that was last year. That was his rookie year. He's going to only be better in his sophomore year. And on this Buffalo offense, they need someone to step up. There is no Stephon Diggs anymore. There is no Gabe Davis. So as the incumbent tight end who knows this offense, you would think Josh Allen will utilize him more. And I talked about the great game environment. And to be honest, a $5,800 price is very reasonable for Dalton Kade. So I don't have a problem if you want to pull the trigger on him. But here's the guy I'm liking at this point. It is Evan Ingram at only $5,500. Let's be clear. Evan Ingram led all tight ends last year with 114 receptions. That's 19 more than anyone else. And on DraftKings, where you get a full point per reception, that is extremely valuable. The guy works the middle of the field and catches short passes to almost guarantee that he is going to give you a nice floor. And in this game against Miami, it should be a shootout. Low difference in spread between the two teams, but a high over-under. So, and the other thing that I like about Evan Ingram is you say, hey, is the matchup tough? There's the Miami defense at times can be difficult, but the one thing that they don't necessarily do a good job of is specifically against tight ends last year. They were 25th ranked. So I'm liking Evan Ingram here in this matchup. You know who else I like? I like Jake Ferguson at $5,200, but only if CeeDee Lamb continues to have these contract squabbles. By the time you look at this video, maybe he's already signed and he's good to go for week 1. But if CeeDee Lamb does not come to camp and is not eligible to play in week 1, remember, Lamb accounts for about a third of the offense of this Dallas Cowboy team. There is no doubt that Ferguson should have a larger role, as he did in the last few games, including that playoff game where 10 catches for 3 TDs. I like Ferguson without any CeeDee Lamb. So after that, you're now looking for bargains at tight end. And I know that some of you are just going to either put me on mute when I say this name, Kyle Pitts. And the reason that people are going to be put me on mute is probably because they've been a Kyle Pitts owner, either in season-long fantasy or he has burned you in NFL DFS. You look at the stats, they certainly are far from overwhelming, but there are 2 pieces of information which give you hope that maybe his talent, which he truly has talent, can finally be unleashed with a new coaching staff and a new QB. So let's be clear. For the last 2 years, Pitts has had the joy, in quotes, of catching passes from Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder in a run-oriented offense. Hopefully this coaching staff, since they're paying all this money for Kirk Cousins, opens the offense a little bit, and Kyle Pitts should be the beneficiary, especially if they move him from the outside, where he didn't have a high catch percentage, to the inside, closer to the quarterback. All right. Brock Bowers is someone that some people would be considering here at a reasonable price of $4,500. He was the 13th overall pick by the Las Vegas Raiders. He absolutely dominated in college, averaging 4 to 5 receptions, 63 yards, and 31 TDs in 40 games. He plays more like a slot receiver rather than a tight end. He's faster. He's more athletic than most tight ends. So his ceiling seems pretty good. What's my problem? My problem is I haven't seen him in the NFL and I haven't seen him in this Las Vegas offense yet. So I am personally going to want to take a wait and see aspect for Bowers. So is there anyone else, you might ask, that I really like that is cheap? So I am a Cole Kmet fan at $4,100 because he is really carved a good role in this offense, and he's so reliable. Out of all tight ends, he had the best drop rate, only dropping 1 pass while catching 73 over the entire season. Now, the concern you might have with Cole Pitt, and I do have the concern, is they've had a lot of changes in this offense. They brought in Keenan Allen, a target haul. They drafted in the very first round Rome Odunze. So what will be Kmet's role? You might want to take a wait and see aspect on that and hold off on playing him. But man, the 4,100 is such a good price. It doesn't seem like there isn't a whole lot for him to return value. But a guy I like if you're going the cheap route even more, as long as he does win the tight end 1 job on Washington, is Zack Herz. Remember, he's coming over from Arizona. And look, he did well in his first couple of games last year before Trey McBride took his job. But if you look at his history with his head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, it's pretty good. Almost 5 receptions a game in 21 games. And guess who the offensive coordinator is on the Washington Commanders? Cliff Kingsbury. So I think Zack Ertz should pose a nice role with a great matchup facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. check out how they do against tight ends. 31st based on DraftKings scoring against tight ends. Now, the one concern is make sure he is truly the starting tight end on game day, because they did draft rookie Benstinet and in the second round. And I think the chances are he wins it, but just make sure. You can, if they do name Stinnett, you might say, hey, maybe what I'll do is just start Stinnett. I'm kind of looking here and seeing how far I have to go down before I see him. My concern is I just am nervous about starting the rookie in week 1, even if he is a rookie. So those are some of the key things that I want you to take a look at for week 1. Don't forget to put in the comment section who your favorite DraftKings tight end is. And until next time, take care, everybody. I'll put on the screen right now 2 other videos that we think you'll enjoy.